first question I always like to ask is, along your journey, what was the worst business decision you ever made, and what'd you learn from it?
Yeah. And so this is going to be, that must be fate. I can't believe the way you just teed up my answer to this question, because when I think about that question, what I will say, well, in the stock market world, there's a lesson that if you pick a single stock and it decreases, 5%, then 6%, then 7%, when it hits 8%, it probably means you made a wrong pick. And now, for that stock to actually turn around and make up the 8% it lost, plus make you any money, brokers would tell you, cut your losses early. Cut your losses early. If it falls 8%, that's your mark to say, wrong pick, sell. And that because you're making up for lost time. So my lesson learned, and I've kind of learned this lesson based on what I just told you, is that I wish I would have cut my losses earlier with a lot of projects and customers that I chased. In other words, I put the proposal in the funnel. They still kept coming back saying, we need another case study. We want you to do this. We want you to do that. And before you know it, through the proposals and case studies and everything, I basically educated them. And which means I've been working for free. And I'm now much better at those initial meetings of realizing this can go someplace or this won't go someplace. And so the lesson learned is, don't be afraid to, as you just said, fire a customer, fire a prospect. Just say, no, I can tell this isn't going to go. And I now do that on LinkedIn with people who want to, connect with me and have a conversation about how we might work together to, blah, blah, blah. And I'll look at their profile and I'll look at what they're doing and the space that they're in. And I'm like, thanks for reaching out, but I'm not interested. Because
no, I think that, as the business grows, as you have that flexibility, it takes some time. I think, as you're early on, you're just trying to keep the lights on and
absolutely.
get the bills paid. But it gets as you progress and as you are able to hopefully grow and expand the business, then you to get to that point where you can, be a bit more selective and you choose the clients that make the most sense, and it works out both ways. Sometimes you take those clients and they're not a good match for you, and you're not a good match for them. So I think that's an easy mistake to learn or make, especially when you're starting out, but a great one to learn from as you go along.
Absolutely. On the flip side of that, I absolutely would have loved for somebody early on to say, thanks for the proposal, but no, your company's not big enough. You don't have the background we're looking for. I mean, I'd rather them fire me from their vendor list than have me thinking I'm chasing something that's going to work out. So it absolutely works both ways.